is the ability to, leverage yourself by going out there and speaking with other agents amongst your peers. Guess what? The producing agents that are, listing properties left and right, ask them once we have the opportunity to do open houses, hey, do you mind if I host one of your listings? I would love the opportunity. Here's my game plan of what I do on a consistent basis to sell the home. And you set the parameters, you set the tone, and ultimately host, even though it's not your listings. You know how many opportunities agents have gotten from from getting or hosting an open house that it's not even their listing. It's knowing how to handle, facilitate it, ask a lot of questions, invite people, and that opens up opportunities. And that's where the niche is for a lot of real estate agents. Now, we've had a year, right? A whole year where we shut down. No open houses, no door knocking. So, it's been brutal. It's been chaotic, right? It's been a very frustrating year. But guess what? The beauty is things are starting to open up. And that's where opportunities start happening again. So be excited, be ready, because things will start opening up for the opportunity for agents like yourselves to really dive in very deep on it. So with that being said, let me share my computer, because I think this is one of the coolest platforms that a lot of agents don't know. There's a lot of people that don't know, but the awesomeness of it is you can pick certain grids, certain zip codes, and it'll give you a perspective on how many touches, but it also is going to give you the cost to distribute. Now, with so many different platforms such as Command, your company as Keller Williams, even your affiliates can help you create a campaign. Let's just say, for example, you do happen to pick up a listing. Congratulations, you just got the listing. So excited to have that listing. But how do you farm that area to generate more listings? Because when you list the property, guess what? 2 or 3 more sellers will come your way. And that's where the opportunities come, and more so opportunities to also work with buyers as well. So I'm just going to give you some logistic, fundamental avenues and how you can approach it in a way that, streamlines more opportunities with less, of the footwork, meaning you don't have to go out there and do 500 door knocks, where you're constantly, when things open up, door knocking each. Hi, my name is Simon with Keller Williams. We just listed a property over on 123 ABC. It's listed for 500. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We know that when a property comes on the market, 2 or 3 sellers are thinking about selling. Who do you know that wants to sell their home? Oh, well, I don't know anyone. Fantastic. What about yourself? How long have you lived here? Well, we lived here 20 years. Wonderful. How and what made you move into this area? Well, it was a job transfer. Fantastic. If you were to move, where will you move next? Well, we're not thinking of moving anytime soon. Wonderful. If it's okay, do you know the value of your home? Well, that's a good question. I don't. But right now it's super hot, very low inventory, tons of buyers. We're getting sellers 50, 100,000 above asking. Would it be okay if I drop off a comparable market analysis report for you free of charge, just to kind of give you a base on what your home is worth at this time? Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Fantastic. Would it be okay if I drop it off maybe tomorrow at 5 or 6 o'clock work best? Well, 6 o'clock will work best. And who are the decision makers? I just want to know who are the homeowners. Is it just you, or is it your significant other? Well, it's me and my husband. Will your husband be here tomorrow at 6? Yeah. Love to present to both, just to kind of give you an idea with no obligations. It'll take me about 20 minutes of your time to kind of go over my comparable market analysis, just to kind of give you an idea. So whenever you're ready to refinance, possibly sell, maybe upgrade to a bigger home, or downsize, you at least have something that you can hold on to, right? To make it work. Won't that be great? Fantastic. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Bam. There you go. Very simple, right? Now, I have that muscle memory. I already have it jotted down, but this is why it's important, folks, to be scripting on a daily basis, where you need to be role-playing, objection handlers, because that's what's going to make you better, less nervous, but more so, it'll give you confidence, right? That's the confidence builder. Believe me, I did not learn all this in one day. It took years, you know. And when I go in front of a seller, when I go in front of a buyer, at least I know what to do, what to say, and how to approach it. Make sense? So that's what I want to give you today, but give you just an ideal way to approach this, because guess what? More properties will eventually start hitting the market more so, okay? And I want you to take full advantage of that, okay? So you guys ready? Give me thumbs up, give me a high five, tell me ahoo, whatever, just because I want to see the momentum on this. So thanks again, all of you, for being on this call. Nicolesh, Yolanda, Shelby, awesome. Yona, Cody, Ashley, I think I said Cody, Jenny, Patty, thank you, Patty, for being, and Sophia, and obviously Cecilia as well. So awesomeness, and thank you again for participating. So let me go ahead and share my computer real quick. And let me go to my Google. All right, so bear with me momentarily. All right, so this is the United States Postal Service website, which is called USPS.com, okay? So write this down so that way you can at least go into the platform website and just get an idea of how to navigate through this process, okay? And then I'll open it up for questions if you have towards the end of the presentation, for those that have any questions regarding this platform. And why are we using the United States Postal Service, okay? Well, because you're going directly to the source, because your competitors are probably using third-party companies, but ultimately, all these third-party companies, like your marketing, that, you know, will send 500 newsletters to a certain geographical area. Guess what? They go right into the United States Post Office, because the United States Post Office is the one that's literally dropping these flyers. Think about it. When you get home and you check your mail, don't you see sometimes on a weekly weekly schedule some type of real estate pamphlet or flyer? Yeah. So they're utilizing the advantage of the US Postal Service as a platform to send direct marketing campaigns. And the beauty is you set the standards of what your service area you want to be. If it's, you know, the South Bay, if it's the West Side, if it's Calabasas, Long Beach, Beverly Hills, or you want to say out of that area, you want to focus on a very specific area. Let's say you want to focus on Bel Air, Beverly Hills, okay? Or maybe you want to focus in the San Gabriel Valley, or any part of the area that the United States Postal Service services. Guess what? You can take full advantage of it. All right. So you just go to the US Postal Service website.com, and then you navigate to business. Okay. When you go to business, you click on business, and it'll take you, hold on one second. It'll take you to where it says every door direct mail. Okay. So from the business section, you go down to every door direct mail, and then you click on every door direct mail. Now it takes you to this page. Let it load up. It gives you the entire US states. Here, where it says search for full address, city, date, or zip code. So you can focus on a city, you can focus on a state, or you can focus on a zip code. So give me a city you want me to plug in. Anyone? Not all at once. Just give me a city.
Marina Del Rey.
Marina Del Rey. Okay. Marina Del Rey. Do you know a zip code for Marina Del Rey?
I do not.
No worries. Let's see.
Let's do Hermosa Beach, 90254.
Okay, Hermosa Beach, 9024?
254.
254. Does that look correct?
Yep.
All right, so let's click on that. Allow, it's searching. Give it some time. Come on. Once it processes the zip code, the beauty is it'll give you the actual grid of where the post office focused, but more so the area, what we call the grid. Okay, once you have the grid, for some reason it's not picking up this. That's weird. Hold on, let me do this. 0505. Let's try this one because that one usually works. I don't know if it's the internet not picking up. Okay, there it is. We're going to use this as an example. Okay, 90505, which is the center part of Torrance. Okay, so let me expand it up a little bit. Oops. Here we go. All right, so 905 gives you this grid, which you guys see the blue line, right? This is the service area that 905 gives you. Okay, it goes up on Susanna, down on, I think it's Kathy Street, all the way down on this section, which I believe is 237, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, this is the service zip code for this particular grid. Okay, so the beauty is, if you look at the very top, it says route 905, which is right here. And it has residentials. It's hitting 617 residentials. There is no business right now currently. There's a total of 617, right? The age group is between 25 to 44 is 29%. The size is about 2.63. The income average is about 87,500. So it gives you a perspective of the income that, you know, this particular group generate based on this zip code. Okay, so it doesn't matter what zip code. You can plug in the zip code, you can plug in the city, and it'll give you the grid and the service area. The also beauty of it, once we start plugging in numbers, it'll give you on this section, the route section, the post office drop off, where you're going to be dropping off your mail campaigns. And then I'll explain and how that works. I'm just giving you, again, the logistics of what it is to focus on a specific area. It'll tell you the delivery address, and it'll tell you the approximate amount to service. So now that you focus on 905, let's say that you want to, oh shoot, my bad. Okay, click back. Let's do this again. Once it goes back, there we go. Let's say that you want to focus South High area. Okay, when you navigate, it turns purple. Do you see that? Okay. When I do this, it turns purple. If I do this, it turns purple. What does that mean? What does that indicate? What that means is there is a male person or mail carrier that is delivering these routes. Okay, it may be one mail carrier that does two different locations. Maybe the mail carrier does, you know, half of the morning this section, and by late afternoon they're finishing this section. Okay, that might be the case, or it may be one carrier, one mail carrier here, another carrier here, and maybe another carrier here. It may be three different mail carriers. The bottom line here is it gives you a perspective on how many homes you're going to be hitting. Okay, and that's what I want you to focus on. Let me pull this down a little bit. My apologies. Okay, here we go. So, as I mentioned, if I check this section off, it tells me that I'm hitting 283 residents. Now, if that's the area that you want to focus your farm area, it's like you door knocking 284 or 283 homes. When you double click on that, it turns blue. Now it saves this information into the system. Now let's say that you want to focus on another area, and let's say you want to focus on this section as well. You double click on that. Now it saves these two grids, right? So now with these two grids, it's giving you a perspective. Oh, shoot, here we go. I keep doing this. I have such a sensitive on my, here we are. Cool. You know, now I'm focusing on two different grids. One is for 280 residents, and the other one is 276. When you look at the right side, right here, it tells you there's a total of 560 different homes that you will be drip campaigning, meaning you're going to be doing direct mail. So let's say, for example, you happen to pick up a listing, right? And let's say that listing is at 123 ABC Street in the city of Torrance, 90505. And let's say that home that you're listing is in this grid right here. Well, right, that first grid is already giving you 280 potential opportunities that you can hit, meaning that there may be a seller that you'll pick up, a new listing that you'll pick up from there. But you also want to broaden that because you also service this area. What if you want to service this area too, right? So this area also gives you 550 homes that you're hitting. But this one also includes 20 businesses. And, you know, business owners have what too? They have real estate, right? So does it mean not to send these marketing campaigns to businesses? Absolutely not. You want to send your business campaign or your real estate campaign to businesses as well. Why? Because what if these business owners also are looking to move into the community? Maybe these business owners live outside of the community, but they want to venture in, and you just happen to give a direct campaign to this potential business owner. There's an opportunity. And what if that business owner needs to sell their Los Angeles home to be in the Torrance area? You just got a listing from it. So there's opportunity, and more opportunity to generate business. The cool thing is it tells you right here that you're already hitting 1,130 addresses. And guess who's doing the lead work? Guess who's doing all the routes for you? It's you. I'm just kidding. It's the mail carrier. The United States Postal Service, the people that are employed by the US Postal Services, they're the ones that are delivering your marketing listing. They're hitting the pavements, they're doing the walks, they're putting them into your client's mailbox. How cool is that? And look, it's 3 different routes. There's one location that you need to drop off, and you're hitting 1,130 potential sellers or potential buyers. And the cost to do this is $216. Okay. Well, Simon, that's a lot of money. Well, not necessarily. Why? What if you pick up a listing on one of these 3 grids that gives you a listing for 9 or 1.1 million? That's going to pay for itself. So this small investment with the opportunity to send out 1,100 potential hits is another avenue of business, folks. It's giving you another perspective. Social media is one platform, right? We talk about social media generating leads, but there's no guarantee, right? There's no guarantee that social media is going to get you a seller or a buyer if you're not consistently promoting yourself on social media. Well, it also goes with direct mail campaigns. Out of these 1,100 potential hits, what if you pick up one or two transactions from it? And what if that commission is average $20,000 to $25,000? You just made $50,000 on two transactions with the benefit of a $216 cost. And you picked up a buyer and a seller, or two sellers, or two buyers, because they were able to get your material, right? Your business marketing material, which showcases you, your photo, your brand, your contact, your email, licensed by Keller Williams with a potential listing. It may be coming soon, just listed, just pending, just sold. Campaign. Wouldn't that give you a good return into your investment? I believe it does. So think about it. For that small investment of $200, 1,100 hits, it's a great return on your investment, folks. That's the way I see it. And the beauty is you can pick specific areas. Say you don't want to be near South High, you unclick it, but you want to hit this part. Now it drops it down to 964. It's still three individual routes. It's still one post office. And when you click here, it'll tell you exactly where you need to drop these 964 flyers. So let's just say, again, going back, you just listed a property, or better yet, what if you don't have a listing, right? You don't have a listing, but you have one of your agents, your colleagues here, and you ask, hey, Simon, I know you have a listing over on 123 in the city of Torrance. I would like to promote it to see if I can find a buyer for you. Would it be okay if I promote it for you? Sure. Why wouldn't I want to have someone promote it? Because what am I trying to gain from it? I'm trying to sell this listing. Okay. But if you pick up a buyer from it, there you go. It's a great investment. It's a great return on your investment. And more so, what if you pick up a seller from it? So even if you don't have a listing, utilize the platform of what your individual office and their production, and ask if there's a specific area that you want to focus on, and there's a listing that can bring you another listing for a price point. Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, I would be open and okay if any of you on the call would say, hey, Simon, I know you have that property listed. I would like to promote it. Absolutely, go for it. Because it's a win-win for all of us. You're winning, I win. If you can bring me a buyer, and if you pick up a listing from it, good for you, high five to you, right? So again, it gives you a perspective. So when you click on post office, you click on that, it'll tell you what the three different zip codes, but it'll tell you exactly where you need to drop off these 964 flyers. So it's not rocket science. It tells you I got to go to 2510 Monterey Street in the city of Torrance to drop off. They do everything for you. You drop off the flyers, they'll fold them, they'll post them, and they'll send them to each of the mail carriers, based on this grid right here, C8, C9, C33. These are individual mail carriers. If it's not a mail carrier doing one or all three, or three different mail carriers facilitating and delivering your campaigns. So you know that C8, there's going to be 284 deliveries. C9 is going to have 276 deliveries. And then C33 will be 404 deliveries. And here's the breakdown on cost, which will give you a total $185. Okay. Isn't that pretty cool? And you can pick as many as you want. Heck, if you have the budget for it, you can pick as many as you possibly can. What if it's all this little area that you want to focus on? Okay, let me click on this last one here. So right here, it's giving you almost 4,000 hits. Now, 744 is a big budget, but ultimately you're hitting almost 4,000 residents with an opportunity to get 1 or 2 or 3 listings from it. And the beauty is that Keller Williams has the marketing platform to do these phenomenal just listed campaigns for you. Your photos on there and it gets mailed out correctly. Here's the problem where I see agents getting themselves in trouble is when prior to COVID, they would go out and door knock, and if no one would open up the door, they would put their marketing material inside the mailbox. Ladies and gentlemen on this call, that's against the law. You cannot put any mail into a official US postal mailbox. That's illegal. You cannot. Well, I'm passing out my flyers. I'm passing out my weekly newsletters. I get it. I get it. But if you're not painted in the appropriate way, then it's against the law, and you can get fined for doing so, or even a complaint. So you never, never, never put any mail or marketing campaign inside a mailbox. Okay. You can leave it on the porch. You can leave it on the door jamb. You can leave it anywhere on the property, but not inside the mailbox. I wouldn't even recommend that you even put it on the jamb of the mailbox, between the mailbox and the wall as an example, because that can still be portrayed as, you know, putting that mail inside the mailbox. Okay. If it doesn't have a postage, you didn't pay for a postage, then it's a violation. So be very, very careful. This way, you leverage yourself. There's no ties to it. You're not doing all the heavy lifting. The mail carriers are doing so. They're the ones that are delivering your campaign. And what if, just what if you get a call saying, hey, Simon, I just got your newsletter on that just listed home you have on 123 ABC. Is that property still available? Yes, it is. It's still available. Would you like to see the property? Absolutely. When would you like to schedule it? Well, can we schedule it today at 5 o'clock? Wonderful. Let me look at my schedule. Yeah, not a problem. I'll meet you there at the house at 5 o'clock. Well, what if it's not your listing? Phenomenal. Find out on the MLS. Let me see, is it still available? It looks available. Let me schedule a time. When would you like to see it? Well, today at 5:30 work. Okay, let me schedule it with the seller. Immediately go on the multiple listing service, go on the MLS and see if it's available. Hey, this is Simon over at KW. The listing you have on 123 ABC, is that one available? Absolutely. We'd like to schedule it today if possible at 5:30. Can we do it? Yeah, go direct. There's a lockbox. You're set. Bam. You just make yourself an appointment. What if the buyer ultimately says, you know what, Simon, this is the house we want. Will you represent us in submitting an offer? Absolutely, 100%. Let's go over to my office. It'll take us about 30 to 45 minutes to draft the offer. You know, have you been pre-qualified for a loan? If not, I got a phenomenal lender that we can put on a 3-way call to just see, you know, some basic numbers and see if it makes sense. There you go. You just have a consulting appointment with the opportunity to submit an offer, and, you know, submitting an offer in hopes that you get your offer considered, accepted, bam, close the deal, go through the logistics of the process, and then ultimately get paid. Okay. Or what if it's the other way around? What if you get the listing call? Hey, Simon, this is Sammy. You know, I noticed we just received your newsletter or your marketing material. That one property at 123 ABC Street, you have it listed for 1.2 million. Is that what properties are going for in this neighborhood? Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a lot of activity on that property. I already have 25 showings set up for this week. Would you be interested in seeing it? Well, yeah, but I think I need to sell my home first in order to put a large down payment. You know, I don't know what the value of my home. Fantastic. Let's set a time this afternoon or tomorrow. Let me run some numbers and get you what I believe can sell your home. There you go. You just went on a listing appointment. How cool is that, right? When you can go on a listing appointment, and more so is obviously, I always preach this all the time. You got to be mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared on that listing appointment, right? Do you have everything and your game plan ready? You have your comparable market analysis, you have your niches, you have your marketing materials. Are you mentally focused, ready? Are you ready to take any objection handlers? Do you know what to do from A to Z, right? And are you ready to rock and roll? Because once the door opens and the seller is right in front of you, game on. You're either going to walk away with the listing or walk away without the listing. And either or is perfectly fine, okay? Don't get me wrong, because there's top agents that go on listing appointments and don't always get the listing. And it may be logistics. It may be they just want to get an idea what their home is worth. Maybe they're not ready because they're waiting to retire in the next 4 to 5 months, or they just are curious to see what you do different from a family member that's in real estate, and that can happen. So look at it from a bigger perspective, folks, okay, when diving deep in these opportunities, because again, if you're willing to spend a little bit of money to help you generate business, why wouldn't you? Okay. Any questions regarding everyday direct mail? Any thoughts? Is it pretty simplistic? We have
I
someone
think it's a
here.
great investment.
Absolutely. It's definitely a great investment. So, and it's very cost effective too, if you really think about it, because again, you're really cutting the middleman, because when you go in a different direction, let's just say you have someone that is doing the marketing, right? And they are now also going to charge you a service fee, because someone is obviously going to do all this and be that middle person, right? And then they're going to go directly and charge you an upfront price on top of what the United States Postal Service is charging. So let's just say, for example, that it's $300 to send out 1,000 of your just listed campaign flyers, right? They're probably going to charge you another $100, $150 just because they want to make some profit from servicing that. You don't know how all this is being distributed. You just know that it's going to be distributed to 1,000 on a specific zip code. So I was able to get 902554, which is the Hermosa Beach area. And the beauty is it really cuts the line of what this zip code covers, okay, which is the cool thing. There we go, keeps doing that. So the awesome part of it is no difference than Torrance is, let's just say, for example, you want to hit a certain area, and that certain area is, let's go here. Bear with me here momentarily. All right, so you want to be west of Pacific Coast Highway, right? You want to be west of Valley Drive, but you want to be in this area right here, which is part of the Esplanade, or the Strand, I should say. So right here, it gives you, let me pull it up a little bit so you kind of see the figures here. I apologize. So right here, it's zip code 90254, section Z30. There's 551 residentials, 1 business address, for a total of 552. So if we double click on that, it'll tell you it's one selected route. Where's the zip code, the delivery address of 552, and it's going to cost me $105, folks, to hit 552 potential properties. And guess what? Guess what the price point is in this area right here? Anywhere from $2 to up to $5 million. The closer you're closer to the water, the bigger the price point. And let's say your average commission is 2.5%. All right, do the math. It's a lot of money. So you think $105 is an expensive investment for the return that you can get on one. All you need is one listing in Manhattan, or excuse me, in Hermosa Beach to pay off, your return on your investment. So think about it. So let's say you wanted to pick another area. So we'll pick up that section. That's 945 addresses, all within the Strand. So that means almost 1,000 hits just listed, just sold, coming soon. Okay, how cool would that be? Is you're about to list a property, right? And you have 2 more weeks before it actually goes live on the multiple listing service. But you're already doing the legwork to get that momentum, to get the excitement, to get and generate potential buyers that, again, may not be even working with a agent. So what you're doing is you're bypassing buyer's agents because you're hitting the core of homeowners. So what if a homeowner has your coming soon and it has Alexandra KW and her phone number on there? Bam, they're calling you directly. There is no agent. So what does that mean? Double the pop, double the commission. If you list the property for 5% and you're giving the cooperating broker 2.5%, and you're getting on the list side 2.5%, but because you're now servicing the buyer and the buyer's extremely motivated, they want to submit an offer, and as long as the seller is okay with it, you may be submitting an offer prior to even going on the market. You might be an escrow before it hits the market. And what if all the numbers hit that the seller's comfortable with, right? Bam, you just made double commission. And let's say, all right, let's just say that it's a measly 2.5%. $2.5 million. All right, a measly 2.5 million at 5%. You just made yourself $125,000 commission. Okay, for sending out 945 drip campaigns or marketing material that cost you just shy of $200, and you just made $125,000 in 45 days or less. Okay, do you see the power of this platform? Okay, do you understand the concept? And the beauty is it can be anywhere you choose, any zip code, any grid. You have the drive on this. It can be anywhere. That's the beauty of this platform. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or concerns regarding that? I think it's the coolest way to really promote yourself. And even if you do it every other month, not every month, if you don't have the marketing to do so, but let's just say you can do it 1 month, bypass one, and then do it another. And it may be an avenue to really promote yourself. If you really want to focus on Hermosa, Torrance, Marina Del Rey, the West Side, Calabasas, Long Beach, whatever area, you can set the tone and the standard to that and say, look, I'm going to service this area. I'm going to farm it without really farming it, where you're not really walking the area. And don't get me wrong, when things start opening up and you have the ability to start prospecting and door knock, that's another great platform, because now you're really having that interaction, right? The face-to-face. And it's a simple component, just like I did over the phone. You knock at the door, you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Simon. I'm a local professional, and I just listed a property here in the community, or over at 123 ABC Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet on a 75 square lot, built in 1975. It's listed for $985,000. I just wanted to give you this information. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. By the way, do you know of anyone that's thinking of moving into the neighborhood that I would have an opportunity to speak with? Well, Simon, I don't have anyone. Fantastic. If anyone does come across, would it be so kind of you to, pass out that information? I would love to service. And in return, if that buyer does happen to buy because of your doing, I would definitely give you a gift card to anywhere you like. If it's an Amazon, if it's a Apple, whatever, I'll give you a $200 gift card. Who's not going to provide you with some type of opportunities? Yeah, you know what? I just gave the flyer to my sister-in-law, who been thinking of moving into Hermosa Beach. And because of that referral, you give a $200 gift card. It's a win-win, right? You just picked up a $2 million client from it. So do you see the potential, guys? And ladies and gentlemen, you see the potential of what you come across, right? It's an ability, an opportunity to really utilize the platform of the U.S. Postal Service as a pillar and a direction to pass out flyers. And it's simple. Yes, it costs some money to do so, but in looking at the bigger picture, look at the potential that you can get. All right. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate it. Any other questions, thoughts? No questions? Okay, cool. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. I just wanted to kind of give you a new look at it as an avenue to kind of cut the middle person, right? Go direct. And again, maybe you don't have the marketing expense to do, 5,000 or 10,000 like these mega agents. Start small. Start with 100. Start with 200. And kind of whatever your budget allows you. But if it's an area that you want to focus to show presence, because guess what? The more you do it, the more people are going to say, hey, I know you. I have a flyer. Okay, there you go. You just set the tone, you set the standard, and people will start recognizing you as the local expert. And maybe you're not yet the local expert, but you know what? You're building that momentum because you're sending out marketing campaigns. You're sending just listed. And imagine this. Imagine you just list one property, but then you have your office that they allow you to do another flyer for their listing. And you send out another just listed property. You're not going to tell them it's not your listing, but it's going to give that presence. It's going to give that ability. Is like, oh my God, Sophia, she just listed one property, she has another property. If it's for the ability to really showcase yourself, why not? And you can be transparent and say, if you do get a call from someone, hey, that one property 123, is that your listing? You want to be honest and transparent, right? No, and it's not my listing. That is a listing that I have with our company. But the listing agent gave me the authorization to promote it, and I'm doing so. I'm trying to find a buyer for it. Are you interested in submitting an offer? Be direct, okay? Be what we call a hunter, right? And that's where the standards of the agents that are doing it and the agents that are not doing it. So look at it from those perspectives as well. All right, cool. I'll leave it at that. Any additional questions before we sign off here? All right. Well, I appreciate all of you on the call. I can't believe I thought it was going to be about 30 minutes and we ended up almost doing an hour of it. I hope that this was of some value. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to your team leader, reach out to me. We're here to help and service. We're a community of one, and the whole purpose is to help one another. So with that being said, thank you. Have a phenomenal, great afternoon, and we'll see you on the next call. Thanks again.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Sophia.
Bye-bye.
Bye.